Good morning. It is Monday morning. Monday morning, rain is fall. Is that the way that song goes? I don't know. Anyway, it's Monday morning, rise and shine. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather. This morning, it is absolutely beautiful. Look outside. There's a shot from our new Smyrna Beach Tower cam. Things are looking good. That said, though, while things are looking good, we have impact weather later this afternoon because the atmosphere is set up that we actually could get some feistier storms firing up, particularly along I 4 and south and east of I 4. Now, we'll look at the model data together. We'll get you all covered, taken care of in just a little bit. But first, just a quick check on how things are doing this morning. First warning, live Doppler radar. Mostly a clean sweep in our area, though I want to look. Yeah, okay, that's nothing. All right, so nice and clean. We'll go back. We'll do that button. We'll do that button. All right, so a clean sweep in our area. South of us, though, showers, even thunder showers. You see that there? Let me switch over to the Tampa radar, getting a better vantage point. Yeah, all of that energy. Remember that cold front that moved through the other day? Brought us that nasty weather? It's lifting up. It's moving back into our area. And as it does so, it's going to give us that opportunity for strong to severe storms, at least in our southernmost areas. So along I 4, south and east is the area. Osceola, Brevard, Orange, parts of Seminole County, even, those areas. And when we look at the threat by threat breakdown, it's going to be the potential for damaging winds. It's going to be the potential for even some small hail. So just keep that in mind. My brother Frank over in Pinellas says it's overcast here. Yeah, totally makes sense. Those storms are working their way in. So this is the impact weather, okay? And again, I'll share the timeline for it. Afternoon to evening timeline. That's when we'll get the peak heating. That's when we'll have the greatest opportunity, right, to see those stronger storms, right? Chris says visibility down to IFR in my brain. Well, you say that. There has been some haze in the atmosphere. We're going to get to that in just a little bit, okay? First, though, temperatures out the door. 67 outside in Palm Coast. It's 68 in Ocala, 75 degrees in Orlando. It feels great. So let's look at the day ahead, okay? 82 degrees, 11 o'clock. It's 86 by 1 p.m. Right around 90, right about where we should be this time of year. And then into the afternoon, we get that late start to the showers and the thunder showers. So 5 p.m. will be good ish, but that's when, particularly south and east of town, things start to turn a little bit, okay? So just keep that in mind, all right? Now, futurecast. Let's dial it up. Warm it up. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Mana-mana. Ba-ba-da-ba. Mana-mana. Ba-ba-ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So, Frank, that rain moves into your area about 10. It could even be more like, more like 9 o'clock for Brother Frank. All right, lunchtime, we're looking good. You see the clouds around, right? 3, 4 o'clock right there. Okay, 4 p.m. we start to pop right there, 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock along I 4 and east for the stronger storms. You can see Futurecast trying to dial that up there. A few additional showers elsewhere, but it's really going to be Orlando, south and east that gets at least the stronger storm potential, according to Futurecast. Then notice, all right, let's just keep going. Clouds are building, a couple of showers. Watch how by Tuesday, we're starting to see a lot more moisture. Tuesday's going to be a much wetter day. You see that pulsing up, right? Yeah. 4 p.m. There's Tuesday, 5 p.m. Now it's going to want to focus on the West Coast. Frank, you may end up getting lucky in this. You may end up getting some decent rains. Wouldn't that be the coolest? Right? And then Wednesday, overnight, some rains, potentially morning, even a little bit of rain around. Look at that. Wednesday afternoon, widespread showers and storms. Wednesday's going to be a fun one. Tara says, I'm here for the Eric singing the Muppets. Mana, mana, ba, ba, da. Telling your brother he's going to get. Taylor, I am a good wingman for my brother, okay? So yeah, so Wednesday looks to be a pretty stormy day. Look at this again. Starting with a few showers. That Jack Nicholson like right? Wednesday afternoon, another firing of storms. Yeah, Wednesday's going to be an active one. Guess I'm not flying on Wednesday. But putting it together, when we look at the 7 day forecast, you see that Wednesday goes up to an 80% coverage of rain. It's going to be a stormy one. Thursday staying stormy, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday leveling off. It's not that we're not going back, I don't think, to the dry season, but it does look like we're going to get plenty of storms. Yeah. Mickey says, what is the weather pattern setting up looks like? Low pressure system on Wednesday. Well, yeah, so that's kind of the idea. It's a very interesting little weather pattern for us, okay? So, old front, here we are, old front draped over top of us. It's getting forced to the north, right? Okay, so I didn't draw this. It's not that it gets drug south, it kind of just starts lifting to the north. I wouldn't have drawn it that way, but I digress. So, as that front draws north, it tries to perhaps develop an area of low pressure. I don't know that that low is going to close off, but either way, that ends up being why we get the increasing rain chances for Wednesday and Thursday because it's reinvigorating itself. So yeah, that's where we're at. Yes, Taylor, exactly. Justin says low pressure popping on a stalled front. You called rainy season too early for us. We don't get frontal boundaries in rain. It's based off sea. It's not that I called it too early. I said it was trying to set up, and then once the front showed up, I said, yeah, it's definitely not the rainy season yet. But now that this front has died and is lifting to the north, this is probably what's going to end up being the rainy season. Weather's we're doing the best we can. You called it too early for us. Okay. Nautilus says, yeah, I don't think we're going back. I think we're officially entering into the rainy season. Yeah, this is one of the telltale signs that we started up typically. You get that last front, dries us off. So Matt's asking, is that the low? Is that low actually a slow golf low? You know, it could be. The slow golf low should be the next couple of days. So, and it may, it may be a, yeah, it could be. To answer your question, I mean, look at the moisture firing in the Gulf right now. That could be it. You see how it's firing up in the Gulf as we speak? That could be it. So we'll have to listen. I think that the stuff that the GFS has been showing is more the Sarah part of the pattern than the Raphael part of the pattern, and the Raphael part of the pattern is a slow Gulf low. So anyway, I digress. Okay. Nautilus is asking, is tomorrow going to be the first tracking the tropics? Yes, Jeremy has a doctor's appointment. I need to reconfirm with him, but he has a doctor's appointment we had discussed and just need to dial into exactly when he's available. I think it's going to have to be at 11 o'clock tomorrow. We're doing it typically at 10, but I think it's going to have to be 11 o'clock for him tomorrow. So, anyway, all right. All right. So that's where we're at for today. Let me pop up the 7 day forecast again just to reiterate it, and then we can look at the coastal 7 day forecast. So today, 40% coverage of storms, but the storms that do develop may try to get a little feisty. So that's something we'll have to watch tomorrow, ticking up the coverage a little bit. Wednesday and Thursday look active. They definitely look active. Yeah. It's going to be an all-day rain for Wednesday and Thursday. I mean Wednesday looks like it may want to be almost an all-day rain. Honestly. All right, coastal 7 day forecast, same idea. Lots of storms, although Sunday, Monday, the rain coverage dries because the sea breezes will develop and move inland. So Saturday, Sunday, 30% coverage of storms along the coast, whereas our inland 7-day forecast, again, keeps it a little stormier because those storms, yeah. All right. Janice, show us your shirt, bright color. It's my space. It's the first Starship mishap shirt. I'm gonna take and hang out with my dad today, so I'm just in comfy clothes. But if you know that that was the engine pattern for the first Starship. It's one of those. If you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't. Yeah. All right. All right. So that's kind of where we're at there. Questions, comments, concerns about our local forecast. Anything at all. Hoping those scattered storms pop up in Oviedo so tackle football gets canceled tonight. Wanting to hang out at home. I take it. Bruce is asking, how's your dad doing? Dad's living his best life. He had a real rough go with health a few years back. He's working. He's gonna go see my brother Frank. And then for a couple days, and then he's going to go to his favorite city on the planet, New Orleans. So hey, Elliot's asking if the GFS is still heavily drinking. We're gonna look at that in a second. I have one more thing I wanted to chat about. Okay, so, um, kind of an interesting little phenomenon happening. Dude, dude. I'm just kidding. All right, so there are some significant wildfires up in Canada right now. Yeah. So those fires, because we had a cold front, interestingly enough, blowing that smoke all the way south. So you can see up near Winnipeg, that's where the smoke is originating. But because of the direction of the winds, look at Minneapolis to St. Louis, across to Atlanta, and then all the way down to the Carolinas and Georgia, and even our areas, right? Isn't that interesting? Especially north of Orlando. Especially north of Orlando, we're going to be tracking some smoke around the next couple of days. But really and truly, we're going to notice the visibility is dropping a little bit into this afternoon and this evening, particularly north of town. Okay. All right. So I just want to let you know. Trina says, I will now have that song stuck in my head. I love the Muppets. I know, right? Bruce says, that's great to hear. It was scary for a while. Yeah. Frank says, actually, he's coming to come see me after. Does he know that? Or did I get that confused? Because I thought he was going to see you tomorrow, is what he told me. I'm going to go see him after Coffee Talk. Maybe I'm confused. Maybe I'm confused at the things that Dad said to me. Matt says, Canada wildfires. Inserts yeah. Yeah, I hope everyone stays safe in Canada, but keep the smoke up there. They're not. It's absolutely spraying around the United States. I mean, just look at that. Like this is a map. This is a map that is looking at particulate smoke or atmospheric smoke. I forget what the actual data point is, but you can literally see it, and I think it's fascinating. You can see the funnel of smoke being carried all the way down, right? Stacy, it's a singing kind of day, right? Odd, isn't it? That was the plan, but we are booked the first half of the week. Okay. Got it. Now I understand. Okay. All right. So that's that. All right. Over to the tropics then. We've got the Saharan air layer keeping the open Atlantic nice and quiet. Coming over here, you've got that old front popping the moisture. And again, talking about like the slow Gulf low feature, like definitely wanting to watch in here. Nothing organized, but that is interesting to watch. But yeah, these old fronts, you always have to watch these old fronts this time of year. There's enough Saharan dust, should keep it all at bay. But then the question, of course, comes up, what's ahead. So let's take a look. This is the raw GFS model. Okay. Give me a second. Get it moving around. All right. Raw GFS model. Smoke on the country. Coming from Canada. June 7th, June 8th. Notice the GFS has been pushing back that vorticity. It keeps kicking that can down the curve, right? Right? When that happens, it's proof that it's a vorticity bias as opposed to an actuality. June 15th, 16th, trying to throw something over there. Does it happen? Does it not? We'll have to see. That's the current run. The last run was there around June 14th. The run before was there around June 14th. Run was there around June. So it keeps kicking it later and later and later. So again, is this a case of the GFS vorticity bias? It looks like it. All right. Let's see here. Ensemble members are still trying to show something, but not a significant amount of them. All right, let's look at the European. Deterministic first. Smoke on the country coming from Canada. Now, right there in the Bay of Campeche, drink, I know, a little something on the Euro. You see that right there? Nothing significant, but a little something. Okay. European ensembles. Around the 13th, 14th, 15th, there's some of these ensemble members. Not a ton. There's like 3 or 4 of them. They're trying. All right. So it does not look like there's any significant threats from the tropics. We are in hurricane season, so we do need to watch these things, but it's not a big worry, okay? All right. So back here, 7-day forecast. Looking good. All right. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. The floor is yours, my friends. Elliot says, does anyone have an above ground pool? We bought a house. The above ground pool is a disaster and we need professional help slash assistance. All right. Elliot's asking the question. Tim says the ensemble colors go well with your shit. I planned it that way. Guess I can have worse songs. That's what I'm saying, Mike. Because you've been spending most of your life living in a lyric paradise. Been spending most of my life. Shelly's asking, how's it looking at MCO this evening? Um, you know, I-4 south and east, there'll be some storms. I don't think it'll be too bad, but it just depends on how those storms fire up. You know, do we see these storms bothering us around MCO? It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. All right. Nancy, thank you. Have a great day and stay safe. You as well, Nancy. You as well. Good morning from Okeechobee. Christine says, I was down there just 2 weeks ago. What's the time frame of rain at the end of the week? So the Wednesday storms look like they're almost going to be kind of an on again and off again all day thing. And it looks like it would probably be the same thing on Thursday as an area of low pressure tries to get fired up, essentially. Yeah, as this area of low pressure here gets going, it's just going to help to throw rain opportunities kind of morning, noon, and night. Yeah. Yeah. How is MCO looking Friday morning? You know, mornings are always way better than afternoons, you know, but into the afternoon, once those storms get going, those storms get going. Yeah. Debbie says, went to a Tortuga game last night with the cousins. Great weather, fun time. That sounds like a fun time. Yeah, I like that. Michelle, good morning. How's the weather going to be in Longwood? Today, not bad. A couple of storms off in the distance, but Looking at Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be feisty. John's asking, it's vorticity with a V, like vortex. Will the vorticity bias pull this over? Vorticity bias is a trend on the model. The GFS model wants to keep spinning things up. That's what I mean when I say it has a vorticity bias. It's not a meteorological um, thing. It's more just a model thing. Yeah. All right. Can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but getting rid of it. I have no idea what you mean, Elliot. Did I miss a comment or am I just not connecting the dots here? Yeah. This week is a staycation at Disney. So, Karen, I would say for you today, not bad. Tomorrow, not bad. Wednesday and Thursday look a little bumpy. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looking better and better and better. Yeah. All right. I've been taking my dad to Silver Tuesdays. Yeah. Oh, at the Tortugas. I'm like, what? What are y'all talking about? Coastal 7-day forecast? Sure, 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 sure. Jamie, I left for a minute. Did I miss the GFS chicane? You did. Sorry, buddy. Same thing it's been for the. Just keeps kicking the can down the curve a little bit. Yeah. He was talking about his pool. Ah, yes. Did I say to get rid of it? I didn't mean to say to get rid of it. If you can repair, look, a pool in Florida is not an option. You have to have access to one. Having your own pool is great. Having a friend that has one is better because it's minus the finances. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Charles. Yeah, and it's just because there's gonna be a lot of stormy weather. I mean, it's not like it's gonna get cool, right? Yeah. Thursday afternoon looks stormy. Yeah, John, it looks stormy. Yeah. We're in downtown Orlando. The pool is toxic green. The pump is broken. You may have to replace the pump, and scrub it down pretty good. That kind of thing. Yeah. We have a pool. We keep it at our neighbor's house. Diane says, that's hilarious. Oh, man. Too funny. All right. I think that's all I got for you today, friends. I'm going to go hang with my old man. Sound good? It'll work for me. All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for hanging out and watching Coffee Talk. Take care, and we'll see you soon.